Is self-styled working mum Meghan Markle panicking about her plummeting business fortunes? If not, why not? Amid reports that this weird woman demands that long-suffering staff call her Mom, but doesn't object to Princess Meghan, we learn that exasperated Netflix executives are said to be completely ignoring the difficult Duchess after disappointing ratings for her ludicrous lifestyle series with Love Meghan. You know, that absurdly out-of-touch TV show that assailed bored viewers with crucial recipes for ice cubes and vital tips on how to transfer pretzels from the manufacturer's bags to plastic parcels tied up with ribbons. Meanwhile, that working mum image our maternal heroine has so carefully curated took a huge blow this week when she suddenly revealed that for 5 years she's had a full-time nanny who takes Archie and Lilibet to school. Mother Meg's shock disclosure came days after she gasped that juggling working with being a mum can be incredibly overwhelming, and added, "Oh my gosh, I just need to take a break." Take a break then. Leave it to the nanny. More evidence of the storytelling queen of California's epic levels of hypocrisy. But back to Meghan's manic attempts to join the rich ranks of America's billionaire tycoons. After a frantic fortnight throughout which there was no escape from the frenetic Ms. Markle, former Vanity Fair editor and close friend of Princess Diana, Tina Brown, declared that the problem with Harry's cable actress wife is that she's enormously shallow and disastrously desperate for attention. She just never stops making announcements and never really follows through, said Tina. It's like, I'm going to do a cooking show. Nah, I'm going to be a podcaster. And hello, I've got a beauty line. She's weirdly panic-stricken in her business model. What business model? From what I'm hearing, those who did buy Meghan's hideously overpriced jam, honey, tea and edible flowers from her online tat store as ever won't make the same mistake again. And as for her Montecito Majesty's Dullsville podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, it's a 24-carat catastrophe. After 3 stupefying episodes, her dreary drivel featuring genuinely successful entrepreneur women has tumbled out of the top 100 and is 30 or so places below a podcast about how to get to sleep. Here's how to get to sleep. Listen to Confessions of a Female Founder, guaranteed deep slumber within seconds. As I've said before, Meghan's major trouble is she has no idea how to be entertaining. When it comes to what's popular with the public, she's comically clueless, a wannabe star who is so toweringly tedious, it's fantastically funny. In the past few days, she's told us how much she loves her children, how much they love her, and how she writes them emails every night that she'll present for them to read when they reach their 18th birthdays. Hey kids, you've come of age. Here's 10,000 emails. What an exciting prospect for Archie and Lilibet. Something for them to look forward to. Oh, and Meghan says that her balding ginger husband is, and I quote, a fox, and she'll be married to Harry for the rest of her days. Good luck with that. Poor old Meg, she doesn't realise that none of this is remotely interesting. In other bad news, the word is that Prince William is furious that Meghan increasingly defies the late Queen's command that she is not entitled to use HRH. Much as she yearns to be, the Duchess of Sussex is not Her Royal Highness, just as runaway Harry is no longer His Royal Highness. And yet the New York Post's famous Page 6 column reports that the entire Sussex clan all have HRH before their names on the family stationery. And now a photo has emerged of a gift package Meghan sent to her cosmetic company boss friend, Jamie Kern-Lima, signed with the compliments of HRH, the Duchess of Sussex. The social mountaineering former game show glamour girl insists she is not using her unentitled title for commercial purposes, which seems rather beside the point. And while the mild-mannered king Charles is prepared to put up with Meghan's flagrant betrayal of his mother's dying wish. William is most definitely not. The seething Prince of Wales detests his sister-in-law and, we're assured, will ban her from styling herself as Her Royal Highness at the earliest possible opportunity. When that happens, oh, to be a fly on the wall at Montecito Towers. My guess, Meghan won't take it well. She won't, will she, Alex?
Oh, she won't take it. Imagine how fiercely she's going to be stirring that jam pot. I remember we were watching that together, and it was just like, she didn't do anything.
That's right, we did our thing, didn't we? Yeah.
You said in the intro there, she just took things out of one packet, put it in a new packet, and was like, look at all the packets, look at all the plastic I'm using. Isn't it great? I mean, she's just, have we seen that podcast that she did with that woman? And they sat there
I saw that. Extraordinary,
without makeup. I'm like, you've got makeup.
Well,
any woman can see that there's makeup on, right?
Funny you should say that, Alex. Let's have a look.
In this incredible conversation, Meghan shares stories and insights for the first time ever.
It's not about the grandeur of a gesture. It's about I see you. I'm nurturing you and I see you so deeply, and I love being able to see your growth. That man loves me so much, and you know, look what we built. We built a beautiful life, and we have 2 healthy, beautiful children. That's my husband. He's just out there just constant, like he's just going to do whatever he can to make sure that our family is safe and protected and we're uplifted and still make time for date night.
Excuse me, I'm really sorry about that, but I just couldn't hold it back. I mean, talk about vomit-inducing. What is she talking about? Why does she think that's interesting, Alex? She doesn't know what to say. I've never seen you lost for words ever before.
It started off like some sort of weird seance.
It did.
And then it ended, and everyone loves me, and everyone does everything for me. Ooh.
Oh, it'd be better with that music, I have to say. It's got to be.
What was that?
What I love.
What even was that?
Yeah. What I love as well, they both
The
said.
Love Boat. I mean,
What I loved is they both later on sort of were very tearful, and they said we were not wearing makeup just as well. We're not wearing makeup. They clearly were making makeup.
Sort of like, you know, BB cream and
absolutely. But the one that doesn't drip, and then they sell that later. But what she was also saying, she no longer has to prove herself. This is what she wants to get around.
Slow it down.
She do it with the music.
No, take a deep breath. I'll do the music.
You can do the music.
I no longer have
to prove myself. This is doing very well. Where are we? We no longer have to prove myself. It's lost when I'm not wearing makeup, otherwise it will be dripping. In fact, you're very good at this. I love this. It's true. It's true. It's an extraordinary interview.
yeah, here's another clip.
I am just so done with the prove it game. And if you can't see it, I don't need to prove to you why that's your loss. Because I know that I'm a great friend, and I know the kind of mom I am, and I know the kind of human being I am, and I know how I show up. And I love being able to be that person.
Let me tell you, Meghan, we all know the kind of human being you are. We really, really do. Don't we, Andrew?
Absolutely. I love it. But the not wearing makeup, and I don't have to prove myself, and I do that music. It sounds really good. Sincerity, if you can fake that, you can fake anything.
Exactly. It's like me interviewing you and saying, Alex, tell me how amazing you are.
Kev, can you do the music for me?
I couldn't do it as well as
you.
It sounds like
Can we stop the
Kev, if
bloody
you can't
music?
see how amazing I am, how I was born, even before I was born, I was chosen to be here, turning up.
You do that very well. You're great at accents. So
it went back to the seance a bit.
It did, didn't it?
Just because you can't see it doesn't mean... It's like, oh, here we
What sort
go.
of person sits there boasting about themselves like that? That was extraordinary.
It's a narcissist is the answer.
Welcome to the show. It's like me going, welcome to the show. Before we get started, did you know what a great guy I am? Everybody absolutely loves me. I'm a brilliant friend and I'm a fantastic husband. I just want to make sure you know that. I mean, what an absolute show-off. What is wrong with her? Well, I tell you what it actually reveals.
Yes.
That she has got a planet-sized ego problem, that she is actually epically she epically lacks self-confidence.
And
people who lack self-confidence
Yes.
always boast about
And
it.
self-awareness.
Yeah, well, it's both, isn't it? And they tend to have the people with the brashest exterior, those who are really twisted inside. And I think that's the reality.
She's insecure.
I'm totally
Okay,
insecure.
but we can talk about it
Well, thank you.
after.
Will it come with music? Thank you. What I love about it as well, even when she's a guest on somebody else's show, it's all about me, Meghan, isn't it? You
Yeah,
want
well,
that
the
sort of basis.
criterion, all of her friends, by the way, seem to have 3 names.
They do, you've
What's
got to do
one
that.
called? Jamie Kern Lima or something. They've all got 3 names.
Lima with a wonderful tail.
When you meet women in California,
Yes.
if you meet 3 women, you always imagine there should be more of them because they've got so many names.
9 names for them. Yes,
But of course, Meghan has her version of working hard. She's a working mum, as you know. We found out only this week that she's had a nanny for 5 years. She's sold all this claptrap about, I get up early, I take the kids to school. No, she doesn't. The nanny does. Anyway, here is Meghan boasting about how hard she works.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I work so hard, and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard. And I'm still working hard, right? The moment that everything sells out, it doesn't mean that we're done.
Yeah.
It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line.
Oh my God, that poor woman. There's something wrong
She
with
sells
her.
some blooming jam.
Yeah,
Mrs. Miggins down the local farm shop does that, and she milks the cows,
sorry,
and she brings
And she milks the cows.
and
If you
she
see
does
me-
the
if you
cleaning
see-
and the cooking.
If you see me yawning,
Yes.
it's not because I'm so bored with Meghan. It's because I've been working very, very hard, so incredibly hard, writing social media.
Oh, I know.
It's hard work. It's like coal mining.
amazing.
I mean, it's so hard.
Well, she compares it actually in the episode later. She talks about being in the trenches and compares it to that sort of stuff and saying it was so hard when she was thrown in to the royal family and straight away we were in the trenches. And lots of the posts on social media do lots of pictures of people actually in the trenches and Meghan going into this palace and being all the royal treatment when she first started.
What's so mental about all of this is she's actually decided she wants to do a podcast all about female bosses.
Yes.
And then she's now invented that she's now a female boss because she got someone to sell some jam for her. It's
Yes.
like me going, I'm going to pitch a podcast which is going to be all about astronauts. But before I do that, I'm going to have to pretend I've gone to space.
Yeah.
So it can all be about me.
Well, like
It's
Katy
you're
Perry.
not a female boss.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What are you?
And by the way, in terms, I was starting my monologue about her business prospects. I think she's in serious trouble because I know a few people who did buy some of her products from
really?
As
Okay.
Ever. I bought some actually. I'm waiting
Why
for them
did
to turn
deliveries
up.
were very slow.
For journalistic purposes. Can't wait to get her jam and try it. No, it was for journalistic purposes. It still hasn't pitched up actually. But the people I do know who bought it, well, first of all, if you've seen the packaging,
Yes.
cheap and nasty doesn't even begin to cover it. And the jam...
That's okay because when the packaging comes, you take it out the packaging and put it in your own packaging.
Oh,
Don't forget the ribbon.
Absolutely.
But they try... The jam is thin and tasteless, so much so it's not allowed to be
Like
called
Meghan
jam.
herself.
Bomb. That's why she gets the big bucks.
Thank you.
No, but it's so thin and tasteless, it's not allowed to be called jam.
Yes.
It has to be called fruit spread.
Yes.
Spread.
It is a spread.
true.
It's a spread.
Oh my
true.
God, nothing cheapens a
the-
conserve
the-
like the word spread.
And by the honey is $28 for a jar.
$28.
Is it
Well, not
honey?
that
Is that
big.
also
It's tiny,
spread?
isn't it?
So the products aren't very good. So what she sold first time around, good luck to
Yes.
her. But I don't think many customers will be coming back for more. So as ever, I don't think will last forever, to say the very least. Anyway, let's go back to more of Meghan talking about herself, her favourite subject. But she does let Harry get a look in. So here she is talking about old ginger nuts.
We immediately went into the trenches together.
Yeah.
Right out of the gate, like 6 months into dating. So now 7 years later, when you have a little bit of breathing space, you can just enjoy each other in a new way. And that's why I feel like it's more of a honeymoon period for us now.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be married forever?
Yes.
I have a letter.
He's also a fox, if you haven't noticed. My husband's very, very handsome. But his heart is even more beautiful.
He's also bald.
He's not handsome.
He's not, is he?
He looks like
and by the, how much longer is he going to cling on to that sort of thin halo
Well, longer than
of
William,
ginger
isn't it?
locks
I know.
around there? You can see the big bald patch there. Who was I was talking to who was I talking to? A girl, anyway, the other day, and asking her. Oh, it's Kinsey Schofield.
Yeah, there you go.
Girl.
That girl. To show you, like, oh, my wonderful guest today, you there, and this other one is always on my show.
I forgot your name. I didn't really forget. I didn't forget your name.
I'm slightly worried, Kev.
But anyway, I was talking to Kinsey Schofield on air, and I asked her, as a woman, do you find him attractive? Do you think he's a fox?
Yes.
And she said that when he was much younger, that he was quite handsome.
He was.
But something has happened to him over the years.
No.
But he's certainly not a fox now,
He
is he?
wasn't handsome. He was just a prince.
Yeah.
Did that make him attractive?
If that guy had been working at the the desk of Halfords, you wouldn't have fancied him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The fact that he comes with some palaces and stuff.
That does add to the attractiveness, doesn't it?
It changes a lot. Let's be fair.
That's the thing, isn't it? She talks about, I work so hard, so hard, so hard. Well, at a certain point in a woman's life, like Meghan, you can make the choice. Am I going to work hard for the rest of my life, or shall I marry into money? I know. I'll do the latter. Who shall I get? I know. What about that ginger idiot in the royal family? And that's who she's ended up.
But at that stage, he was apparently the most eligible bachelor possibly
because he
in the
comes
world.
with loads of palaces.
Absolutely. But you hear that reference to the trenches, which I mentioned earlier, and all about that. And it was actually offensive to the people who actually were in the trenches.
Well, her idea, the trenches, what she was talking about was that when they were going out together, that they had to, navigate the media and the royal family as well.
Yeah.
Again, like acting as if this was so arduous, so difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but to be fair to all those brave men and women who fought on the front line in World War I can imagine coming out of the Somme and then being faced with Meghan Markle. Give me the Germans.
Let's go back to war.
I want the Germans.
Let's go back to war. Well, here, this as again was something I referred to in my monologue at the beginning of the show. The weirdest thing. Well, here's Meghan talking about the emails she writes to her long-suffering kids every day. Here we go.
Before I go to bed almost every night, I email them.
Wow.
I email because it doesn't have to be a heavy lift, and you email them like, here's your report card from today, or oh my gosh, you said the funniest thing this morning, or here's a picture of you two having breakfast, or here's you playing with the dog. The things that you're not going to frame, the things that you're not going to put pen to paper in a journal, but they will end up at one point in their life, maybe when they're 16 or when they're 18, that I say, here's an email that I've been keeping for you.
Dear Archie, here's a picture of me tending to the beehive today. Don't I look beautiful?
Yeah.
I'll give you a family discount on my jam.
Here's me writing my script for my podcast. It's literally the sort of like, memoirs of her face.
It's epically weird, though, isn't it? I mean, imagine being Archie and Lilibet. I mean, I think they've got enough problems in life as it is. But when they get to the age of 16 or 18 and Meghan goes, here's 10,000 emails I wrote you when you were 12. It's like, what kind of kid wants that? And talking of weirdness, that woman doing the podcast, Jamie Kern Lima,
yes.
She seems pretty odd.
Has she been sucking on those helium balloons?
Yeah.
She's like,
But what is her relation? Because they've known each other. They've known each other forever. And apparently, if you saw the greeting when they first came in, it was the biggest hug, like a lifelong friend.
Yes, let me explain the nature of their friendship.
Yes.
Jamie Kern Lima.
Yes.
What kind of name is that? Was it some kind of South American cat or something? She owns a cosmetic company. And guess who's got a financial stake in
fantastic.
Jamie's? It's Meghan.
And I bet they're going to do makeup that doesn't run when you cry, because that was the thing they mentioned several times in the thing. Thank goodness we're not wearing that sort of makeup.
Every now and then, this thing goes around on social media where women say, I'm going to show you a photo of me without makeup. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to do it for cancer. And then people will literally put on the bit of mascara, spend like 2 hours doing the barely their makeup, then take their photo, then put all the filters on and put it up online. It's basically, look how hot I am. You wake up looking like Rick Parfitt, not me.
Poor old
Rick Parfitt now.
Yes, thank you for that.
R.I.P. Rick Parfitt, yeah. I mean, very, very strange. And, I mean, this was the first time Meghan has been a guest on a podcast.
Right.
And meanwhile, her own podcast, Confessions of a Female Founder, is dying a horrible, horrible death. It has nosedived out of the top 100. It's at about 130 in the podcast.
What has she actually confessed, okay? Because if this was me and I sort of going on there and someone goes, right, Alex, you've worked hard in your life. Tell me about back when you did those 100-hour weeks, when you were sort of, running around after Nigel Farage. I'd be like, oh, mate, you got no no idea. I basically caught secondhand lung cancer from being in the back of the car with that man.
There you
The floor
go,
was
look at
covered
that.
in newspapers. We used to get so drunk every night that I think I probably needed a liver transplant, age 31. And when you're staying overnight in a hotel and you haven't got enough underwear, you boil it in the kettle.
Fantastic.
That's Confessions
That
of
is a
Female
brilliant
Founder.
podcast. I've used that kettle.
It's not like
So you can then wear the underwear, but also use the tea that you.
that's a good idea.
Listen, my mates,
Underwear
I'm not
liquor
going to
tea.
say, I'm not going to say I've ever done this, but someone told me about it, so I've never made a cup of tea in a
Nicotine
hotel
and nicotine. You can
without
call the podcast
thinking
that.
about it.
Yeah.
I think that's a great idea.
Well, yeah, but think it. Next time you go to the hotel and that little kettle, and you,
Alex's knickers have
and
been
you-
in that
no,
kettle.
not Alex's. I'm just saying that someone gave me this tip.
Well, who gave you the tip? Nigel, tell me it was
My
Nigel.
mate Lizzie.
My mate Lizzie.
Well, you've that's useful information.
I-
That's the last time I have a cup of tea in my
I'm
room.
never having tea.
Now I've shared this vital factoid. There's going to be an
So
epidemic.
this is why it's
of
great
nicotine
having
boiling.
Alex on the show. This is not the direction I expected
Yes.
this conversation to go in.
Nicotine and nicotine is
Anyway,
what it is.
it is time for a bad ad.
Aha.
Al Pacino!
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
Don't mind if I do.
Everyone wants my Dunkachino. Can't get enough of my Dunkachino. Kids from 7 to 17 lining up for my Dunkachino. What's my name?
Dunkachino.
Dunkachino.
We should get an Oscar for that.
Oh,
shouldn't we?
fantastic.
I mean, that was
What I love, he never sells out. He always does things with dignity.
But I tell you what, he would have got a lot of money.
He
for
would have got
that, wouldn't
huge
he?
amounts.
And Spanish blackout, which of course spread to Portugal and France, massive blackouts. All the net zero lunatics desperately trying to say it wasn't because of net zero. Anyway, here, by the way, it was. Here's the BBC announcing it.
Millions of people across Spain and Portugal have been hit by massive power cuts. Trains stopped, planes were grounded, and there was chaos on the roads as traffic lights failed. Internet and mobile phone networks are down. Shops and businesses were plunged into darkness, and there's been panic buying. Well, it isn't yet clear what has caused the blackouts, but a cyber attack appears to have been ruled out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what caused the massive blackout. And by the way, there's a massive outage coming to you right here in Britain pretty damn soon for the same reason. It was this over-reliance on green energy. It's as simple as that.
Basically, the windworms stopped whomming.
Yeah. Well, what it is this, that Spain actually is just about Europe's biggest user of renewables.
Yeah.
So last Wednesday, for the first time in Spanish history, 100% of energy was created by renewables, windmills, what do you call them again?
Windworms.
Well, very good. Windworms
and solar panels. And on the day the blackout happened, they were something like 60%.
Right.
And the point is, that's okay. It works better in a country full of sunshine like Spain than it does here in Britain. But the problem with renewable energy is it's very unstable. It makes the grid unstable, and that's what happened. It was so unstable that it stopped working.
All I can say is, all the Spanish did was a little bit of panic buying, which
There you
I was
go.
like, I was waiting for some sort of apocalyptic end of days scene.
Yes.
Because, if there was a blackout in the UK, every single shoe zone in the country would have the windows kicked in,
Yeah.
Greggs would be raided, the BLM lot would be out. it'd
Greggs
be,
is raided daily anyway, but
it
yes.
would go mad.
It would go mad.
Tonto. I mean,
And
there'd be
everybody
no
would have a toilet roll mountain at home,
But
wouldn't they?
this is actually the big risk. So Spain was into blackout for a
Yes.
day. The fact that there were no severe car accidents and planes not dropping out of the sky is a miracle. This could have been a mass casualty event. When you think if a hospital's backup generator
Yeah,
didn't
absolutely.
work, like the backup generators at Heathrow didn't work. Why? Oh
Yeah.
they were diesel, so they'd been scrapped. Woohoo! But the thing is, these things could end up as mass casualty events. If you're on life
Absolutely.
support,
You're right,
and all of a
they
sudden
got
the
away with
windworms
it. It could have been
stopped
much,
bombing.
much worse.
But if this happened in the UK, it would descend into anarchy.
Well, we saw that when they had
quickly.
the problem at Heathrow, didn't we? The whole thing sort of ground to a halt with just one point of failure. I don't know how they can rule out a cyber attack. They suddenly ruled
Well,
it
it's
out
not a
so
cyber
easily.
attack. It's not. I
Well,
don't
if it
think
was,
it
it
is.
would have gone for it, because it could have claimed not net zero.
It's green claptrap. It's an
Right.
over-reliance on renewable energy.
It's to
the
do
more
with things that move and turn.
the more
in the
renewable
system.
Yes.
that you use, the less stable your grid becomes. And that's what happened on Tuesday in Spain. And it's going to happen here pretty soon.
Of course it will.
By the way, in Spain, they've set up a major inquiry into what happened, and it's called the Spanish Inquisition.
Enter Monty Python.
And trust me, for the folks in Britain, it's going to happen here soon.
Yep.
You lucky people in America,
Yes.
to our wonderful American viewers, you're okay because you've got a president who has seen how mad this net zero lunacy actually is and cancelled it. Well, we are steeped in it, we are stuck in it, and we are going to hell in a handcart because of it. And it's because of this idiot. He is our net zero secretary. Crazy Ed Miliband. Take it away, Ed.
Energy companies in this country are taxed at 78% on energy profits. That pushes up prices too.
No, that's wrong.
Another point for why this country has unbelievably high energy prices is that we tax our energy companies.
No, you're wrong. I'm really sorry, but you're wrong about that.
If you increase taxes on supermarkets to 78%, what would happen to the price of food?
It depends.
What would happen to the price of food?
It depends whether it's a domestic market where the price is set domestically.
This is a globally unquestionable factor about economics. You can't flatly deny my point.
I am denying your point when it comes to the question of these internationally set prices. That's the point I'm making.
If you lowered the tax of 78% on energy companies to the regular...
On oil and gas companies, it wouldn't make a difference to the price. In fact...
Yes, it would.
Well, this is it, isn't it? They just stare in your face and they just lie. I mean, lucky Americans, because that idiot Miliband, an absolute crazy man, would fit well into Joe Biden's administration, but... Donald Trump wouldn't even have him in Washington, but we're stuck with him, and he's going to kill this country.
Can we also explain to American viewers, in case they are confused, that creature isn't a Halloween costume. It's not been revitalised from a morgue, and no, that isn't bad hay fever. That's how he always sounds.
He does, and he does sound like that. The most extraordinary clip, which people should find if they haven't seen it already, is him eating a bacon sandwich. You remember that's the Halloween thing.
How does anything like that, how does any sort of woe-begotten, crazy little creature like that get anywhere near the levers of power? Are we really that?
It's unbelievable.
Bereft of talent.
What I loved as well, that was David Frost's son, Winifred, doing
Winifred.
Wilfred.
He's a friend of mine.
A friend of yours. He's great. Yeah, so what I loved about it, apart from them being in the shape, it's obvious.
Winifred. Winifred Frost.
I like it. It's always a joy. What I loved about it, it's obvious. If you charge people more, there's going to be a trickle-down effect. Yeah. And it's such an easy point to understand.
It doesn't talk about the fact that we've got all these sort of levies on our energy bills to pay for all this green technology we're buying from China.
Yes. You're very good with your accents. I love it.
Am I?
You could do Trump, you could do Meghan.
It was that Calippo I had.
I don't
my ice lolly.
Calippo, it's going to be good.
I know, exactly. Now, this man, Ed Miliband, for those of you around the world who don't have to put up with him, he is single-handedly ruining Britain. He's ruining our industry. He's cut off our access to North Sea gas and oil. 200,000 people may be put out of work because of that, and on it goes. He's turning the entire country into a massive wind farms and solar panel farms, and these solar panels and windmills, these giant windmills, they're manufactured in China using fossil fuel power, where China has 1,100 fossil fuel power stations, and they're building 300 more.
Well, no, it gets better than this. So three things. First of all, correction. You said Ed Miliband is destroying the country single-handedly. You kind of forgot about Rachel Reid.
Unfair to the other members of the cabinet, I agree.
Absolutely.
Unfair to Keir Starmer.
Second of all, he can't buy the stuff from China anymore because of all the slaves. Because, you know, the actual lefties in the Labour Party have gone, well, you can't buy the solar panels, the wind farms, because they literally use forced labour camps.
That's right.
Oh, where am I going to get them from? And then the third thing, have you heard this mad thing, ARIA, which is the, Advanced Research and Innovation Office,
That's
or
the one,
something,
yes,
I don't know what it stands for. But they're now using a shed load of money, right, to spray stuff into clouds like salt in the sea, to block out the sun. At the same time, they're putting solar panels everywhere. I'm like, what do you want?
Well, also what's happened is Trump's tariffs with over 1,300% on solar panels coming into America is going to kill net zero as a result of it. So lots of parties like the Reform Party and so on and so forth saying, just abandon the whole thing. We'll save million.
That's
Anyway,
exactly what
no
I
one's
keep
doing it anymore.
Let me tell you, the world would be a better place. But let's just talk about Britain for now. If we just abandoned any thought whatsoever about this green claptrap, if we just jettisoned it, shoved it in the bin, never talked about it again, this country would be a better place. The world would be a better place. We'd all be richer. We'd all be warmer. And what Winifred was saying when interviewing Ed Miliband, he mentioned the fact that we have in Britain the highest energy bills in the entire world.
We do.
And that our energy bills are 5 times higher than America.
No.
And it's all down to that absolute demented, deranged idiot, Ed Miliband. He has to go, otherwise we're in big trouble.
I've started calling him Ed Zero lately.
And look at you, Ed Zero is very good, isn't it?
I was just stuck in my head, just Ed Zero.
Ed Zero. Put him in the bin, but not the recyclable one. Absolutely, work on that basis.
It's embarrassing to look at that poor excuse for a human being. It's like some sort of...
Who's more attractive, Harry or Ed Miliband?
Oh, Harry, come on.
Oh, there you go, you see?
That's
Ed Miliband's hideous. He's hideous. He's hideous inside and out.
Even Mickey Rourke is more attractive.
Oh, poor old
Ed
Mickey.
Zero.
By the way, moving on from net zero, of course, trans issues have been very much to the fore this week.
They have.
Now, Donald Trump has cancelled all that crap, but he did have a 100-day rally in Michigan where he had a misgendering problem. Have a look at this.
What's the problem? Is that a radical left lunatic? He's just a child. All right, get him out. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, ma'am. I thought it was a guy. Thank you.
That was a genuine mistake. So he got heckled. He got heckled by an interloper.
Yes.
And he genuinely thought it was a bloke. But it was a woman.
How funny.
Did we actually get to see the character who heckled it? Was it a bit like the
I think
character
they
of
might have
Maris in
I think they
Frasier,
might
where
have
you
panned
There will be a
created,
shot somewhere. There'll be an
imagination.
interview. They've sold their story. They've
I
been
love Donald Trump's rallies. They're just phenomenal.
Are they brilliant?
I love them. He's a genius at standing there for 2 hours.
He is the master
never lost
media
for words
manipulator.
or anything. And a magician. We
thank
do
you.
have magic tricks. And you got one for us.
Well, I have, and what I love is that people are writing and requesting tricks. They've asked me to do a trick today with a band. You've got a favourite band as well, and a favourite colour. What's your favourite colour?
Yellow.
Yellow. I've got, yes, here we are. This is the yellow one here because Kevin's little wonderful mug, so we can do that. What's your second favourite colour?
Red.
Red. Reach inside the bag. Inside the bag, just reach inside and just pull out the colour there. Let's have a look. Have you got something there? What colour is that?
Red.
Amazing, that is a red one. We've got
Don't
the
say
yellow
pink.
But there we go. And I talked about bands. We've got a whole load of bands here. This is the trick. This is the trick. Close up. Where's the close up? Here we are. Close up trick over here like this. Whole load of bands, Alex. You ready? What we do, we rub them into a little thing over here like that. Give it a little blow. Little blow. Little blow.
Go on, Alex.
You're good at that today. Watch carefully. Little trick over there.
Touch his bag and give it a
they
little
all,
blow.
They all meld into one over there like that.
Like a ball.
There you come on.
Completes the set.
And we said it was about bands. On your Spotify, what's the last thing you've done? What's the last track that you had? Have a look. Last track.
Hold on.
Name the band.
Open it in my red case.
Name the band.
Name the band.
Give me a moment.
Quickly,
The
anytime
pressure.
today.
The pressure. Oh, Simply Red.
Simply Red. Have a look inside the bag. Have a look inside the bag. Reach inside the bag. Simply Red. And you have a look. That is Simply Red. That is magic. What just happened?
What just happened? That is amazing. Amazing.
Do I get to keep this?
You can have it as my gift to you.
Whoa, look at how
That's
80s
incredible.
people.
And
Isn't that good?
And there was me thinking that your favourite band was Kneecap. Is it time for viewers' questions, isn't it? Shall we? You've got some viewers' questions.
I do.
Stop looking at your Simply Red album.
I've seen
Simply
CD for
Red album.
ages. I mean, seriously, do you remember that? We put the lyrics
Remember
in.
that? You can sing along because you have a great
Don't
voice.
They got the
she does have a good
bonus
voice,
track.
but don't sing them.
Oh, it's a bonus track
They
because
can't
I
afford
remember.
the clearances.
I think I'm losing control of this show.
Right. Viewers' questions.
Viewers'
Go on,
questions.
let's have a viewer's question.
This is from Nalia in Newcastle. It's not, it just says viewers'
Newcastle.
questions. I've just invented Nalia in Newcastle.
Nalia in Newcastle.
Sir Keir Starmer is going to start renting homes for illegal migrants. Is this a good idea?
It's a good idea, I suppose, if you're an illegal migrant, but it's a terrible idea for this country. Keir Starmer is so losing control of the migrant crisis. It is spiralling. It's massive. Have you seen, by the way, we're recording this on a day, I just checked this morning, for the first 3 days of this week, Something like 1,200 migrants came across the channel. They're coming across. We're having very good weather, folks, this week, uncharacteristically in Britain. And they're coming across the channel at the rate of about 450 a day.
It is incredible.
But what really sucks about this policy is a couple of things. Number one, do you know what the average wait time is for a desperate British family who need to have a roof over their head?
Yeah. Go on.
5.5 years.
Isn't that crazy?
5.5 years.
And
You're a woman whose husband's left, you've got no money, you've been kicked out of your house because you can't pay the rent. You need a roof to put over your babby's head. 5.5 years.
No, it's crazy.
If you're a little toe rag from Somalia with a zombie knife, here you go, have a house.
It's absolute
nonsense.
nonsense.
Here's the second thing, right? So they're going to be going to these private landlords. They're going to be going to, well, I was putting it nicely.
With a zombie
knife, I thank God.
Going up to their new rented house. Where's the front door?
Have you seen the state of these people coming off the boats, though? I think that's a pretty apt description. They're hardly, you know, sort of Jesus of Nazareth crossing the blimmin' channel.
Well, they wouldn't need a boat if they were Jesus of Nazareth, would they?
But no, the other thing that is really, that is a real risk here is a lot of the private landlord sector. Who's going to go for this?
Yes.
The people who are going to go for it are the people who, you know, all about making the profit, don't really care about the local neighbourhoods. And if you think about it, you've got all these sort of fake news Kurdish and Turkish barbershops who are making millions of pounds by not cutting anyone's head, because they're actually people traffickers. They'll probably buy houses and then get money from the taxpayer to put the migrants
and the crazy thing as well,
then use the migrants on the black market.
We had this with the hotels as well, and they're basically, they've gone through a really hard time, the hotels, when in the pandemic, 0 occupancy rates. They've been guaranteed a payoff for several years. We had a guy on the James Wales show who had a big castle in Tintagel, and he basically turned them down because the devastating effect on the community.
I know that.
Why should the tour ride from Somalia be in a castle in Tintagel? This is just disgusting.
It's appalling. And as you say, toe rags working on that basis.
These people, so I know someone who went into one of those migrant hotels in his line of work. And he said they're coming in and out with, you know, delivering food. They've got all the sort of kit on and the bicycles. They're working on the black market, down the car wash, selling drugs, whatever. They're
cleaning their knickers in kettles.
They've got friends coming over.
Free food, free accommodation. 49 quid a week.
49 quid a week.
They got friends coming and sleeping over.
We put them into 4-star hotels. We give them £49 a week. We give them free food. We give them free doctors. We give them free dentists. And the best thing, we give them free lawyers to fight their case to stay here. It is utter insanity.
Right.
And it is costing this country something like £20 billion a year. How mad is it?
Most Americans are going to be sitting listening to that going, hold on, they come over in dinghies from France and halfway through the channel, why don't you just like pull the dinghies out of the water and send them back to France? Why don't you stop them? That's what I don't get.
Well,
I still don't get it. You know, if you've got like a foreign aircraft, you enter your airspace without permission, like, excuse me, should you be there? And if not, they scramble a load of, you know, Eurofighter type
I love your impressions.
and take them out of the airspace.
But this is why Trump was so popular when he said it's zero tolerance, everybody
look, here's the difference. Donald Trump, why was Donald Trump able to solve America's migrant crisis almost overnight, whereas Joe Biden couldn't? So it's this, resolve. He wanted to do it. He was determined to do it. And we have no resolve in this country. Our politicians don't really want to stop this ongoing invasion, and it is a catastrophe in this country. We better go to break. Oh, no, we've got a bad ad, haven't we?
Oh, let's see a bad ad. Here we go.
Salad shooter helps you every day. How about some cheese for your pizza or perfect salad shooter hash browns for breakfast? Vegetables sliced or shredded, and nothing tops a salad like salad shooter. Point and shoot to help you every day. Presto Salad Shooter Electric Slicer Shredder. So you can fill an omelet, slice a beet, make a soup, top a treat. Clean up easy, dishwasher safe, stores anywhere. Salad Shooter helps you every day. Original and professional salad shooter.
Do you know, I would use that. I would take that literally and use it as a weapon. Firing salad at people. Get away from me or I'll hit you with my salad.
It comes with a great noise as well, doesn't it? I love it.
I don't understand what it's for. What do you do? You put in like a bit of
shoot your salad on your
incredibly
food.
Satisfying. You put lots of stuff in it and it chops it up and shoots it out at people. And it's another Presto product. I love all of this. It's got to be good. We've done that. You put that with your burger and you have the salad on the side.
That's right. You shoot your salad onto your pressed burger.
In like the Rust Belt of America, the women in the kitchens have like utility belts with all these like, heavy machinery.
There'll be no women in the kitchen. There'll be there all the time. We'll be fighting yourselves. Food fight.
Like sort of mums in the kitchen, like gunslingers. Do you want some salad?
Okay, come on. Let's go. Watch on TV. Saw this madman obsessed with Harry and Meghan. Kevin O'Sullivan needs to see a doctor. He has OCD. Harry and Meghan are living rent-free in Kevin O'Sullivan's head. I just heard the name Harry, then switched off. What an idiot.
Who's that?
It's the amazingly alliterative Jennifer Johnson.
Jennifer
Johnson.
Jennifer Johnson. Well, Jennifer Johnson, that was quite amusing, but, you know, you've got to move on from living rent-free in Kevin's head. I mean, that cliche is just clapped out.
Let's be fair, they basically pay your wages inadvertently.
Exactly. Where would we be without Harry and Meghan?
What do you got, Alex?
This is about me. What does Alex Phillips and Boris Johnson have in common?
Oh, go on then.
They were both privately educated. Both sets of parents should ask for a refund.
Oh!
I wasn't privately educated.
So they asked for a refund?
Gloucester. My dad was a lorry driver.
So who was that?
This whole idea that I was privately where?
Yeah.
What?
If you were privately educated, you should get your money back, I'll tell you.
Scary. This is how good it gets.
I was going to say, what do Alex Phillips and Boris Johnson have in common? Backsides.
I thank you. Oh!
Go on, Andrew.
Go on then. So this comes from Robert, that prize idiot at TV Kev, a.k.a. Kevin O'Sullivan, says nurses should be banned from striking, work harder for their already high salaries. How is this class fall allowed on TV?
Just airing some of my left-wing views. Well, I do think nurses should be banned from striking. I also think doctors should be banned from striking. This is about patient safety. This is about people's lives. Those who tend to medical matters, to tend to people's health, they can't keep walking out and just leaving the patients to get on with it themselves, can they?
No, I totally agree. I mean, if you're the police, you can't go on strike, right? No. Or the fire service. Let's go on strike. I don't think they are.
The fire service can.
Oh, can they?
Yeah, we've had all sorts about bin.
But the army and the police can't.
Yeah, essential services should not be able to strike. Right. It's very simple.
Exactly.
You can't do it on that basis.
Is it your turn, Alex?
Well, mine just says Alex Phillips is completely bonkers, which is probably true.
Oh, you got my tweet.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's from an Islington gay.
I know, this is what they're called, an Islington gay. Oh, glorious.
Oh, for American viewers, we always have a joke about all the lefties come from Islington.
Yeah, Islington is a town, an area of North London where all the left-wingers live.
An Islington
I used to live there, but I was an interloper.
I'm delighted to see that Robert Burns is now on Twitter. It's come from him. Well, that Robert Burns has said
it's Robbie Burns.
It is, it's true. Well, that changed quickly. Kevin O'Sullivan has today took over from Aunt Mike Graham as the biggest idiot on talkTV. Yeah. All they do is shout uninformed opinions and think they are media gods. If we could bottle their self-confidence, we could market it and clear child poverty.
But hold on. You said that was from Robert Burns.
Yes.
My next one is from Robert. Right?
Robert.
So Robert Burns says Kev's now the most idiotic person on TV instead of Mike Graham.
No!
This one says that Alex woman, a.k.a. Alex Phillips, is the most stupid person on TV.
Oh, look at you. Fight. Work it out.
You're not taking my title.
Is that right?
I am the stupidest person on TV, and make no mistake about that. You're nowhere near as thick as I am.
No, it's very difficult.
Go on, Andrew.
So Simon Gosden writes, this is a pattern this week. They used to say such nice things.
This is interesting, isn't it?
Isn't it?
This is different to the messages we get.
It's like a love fest on YouTube. Kevin O'Sullivan is an ignorant idiot, a rude and intellectual cretin.
Intellectual cretin, is that?
Yes.
An intellectual.
Intellectual cretin.
Intellectual.
No, an intellectual cretin. That's what they say.
Call that
Simon Gosden.
Isn't that an oxymoron?
It is an oxymoron. It's like a bark in silence, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold on.
Simon Gosden. He's even sent a picture of you on a couch.
Hold on. Ignorant idiot, intellect.
I'm an intellectual moron.
Yes,
but
it's better
that's
to be
an oxymoron.
Yes,
that's like saying deafening silence.
Anyway, deafening silence. I think that's good.
What do you got, Alex?
Right, I've got Alex Phillips is never one to let facts or reality get in the way of a good right-wing story. She has no idea why, but her paymasters want this information spreading, so that's what she does. Dumb as a gatepost and a lot less useful. Yeah. Hold on, paymaster. Hello? Yeah. What do you want me to spread?
Okay. Yeah. So these people, they're saying all this about us because they don't agree with us.
Yes.
You know, so is that I don't agree with that person, so I know what I'll do. I'll send them a volley of vile insults.
It is. And they are vile, aren't they?
You know what makes me laugh about it? So you say, Kevin O'Sullivan's an absolute idiot, the worst man on television, as if I'm going to go, oh my God, now I've heard that, I just can't go on.
I love the fact you two are fighting for it, for the position. It sounds good.
You know, everyone, you know, those ducks' backs, water off them.
So the wonderfully titled, We Only Follow Imbeciles. This is Kev. They've got to go put a picture of you, Kev. They've got up here. This is Kevin O'Sullivan. He's an effing idiot and the latest fool to make our list. At TV, Kev makes a real arse of himself on talkTV on a regular basis. He doesn't understand what a disaster Brexit has been. He will soon. So well done. We only follow imbeciles. You are now there.
How many followers have they got?
2 now. It's got to be good.
I thought they might be big, you know.
Are you looking forward to the sort of long-awaited Brexit apocalypse to happen?
I love it.
Yes, I am. Yeah, come on, get on with it.
I'm like, I'm happy,
What do you got, Alex?
but you know, we don't want facts to get in the way of a good right-wing story.
Hey.
I don't think you need the right wing. That's always been the principle of my career.
Alex Phillips is one of these fake conservative types.
A fake conservative?
Fake conservative?
I don't even know as a real conservative.
I thought
but,
you were.
know.
What's a fake one?
I would say you're not a conservative. No. I always say, you know, the Conservatives, they're way too left-wing for me.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Says she is conservative.
They actually are these days, aren't
Says she's conservative. No, she doesn't.
Yes.
But clearly understands nothing about what conservative values are. Yeah, I do. Changing the leader every 5 seconds and crashing the country.
Yeah.
I know exactly what it's all about.
Exactly right. It is time for our final bad ad.
There are people on this planet with amazing powers. With the help of their computers and CompuServe, they access an incredible number of powerful services without buying a lot of expensive software. CompuServe combines the power of your computer with the convenience of your telephone to bring you hundreds of online services, like a complete set of encyclopedia and national news wires. It helps you decide on investments, bank, and make airline reservations, get free software, and shop in the electronic mall. CompuServe connects you with other computer owners and offers games that pit you against opponents around the country. Call 1-800-543-9500 now to join, or to get a free brochure describing all the amazing powers of CompuServe.
Brand new advert that came out yesterday. I actually, when I was in the States in the 90s, in Los Angeles, I used to use CompuServe.
Yes,
and I bought my first little laptop from Radio Shack.
Right.
And got onto CompuServe, and it was pretty revolutionary.
Absolutely.
It wasn't bad, CompuServe.
And you got a hernia trying to lift it up, though, didn't you? And even though the computing was
actually, my Radio Shack laptop was actually tiny. It was
was it?
That. And you remember that? So I used to have to file a lot of stories back to Britain, and you'd have to sort of link up. And do you remember that when you used to press the button to link to whatever
made
newspaper?
That funny little noise to connect.
And you get this massive noise. Yeah. You won't remember that.
I remember dial-up modems.
How does that go? You're good at impressions. Told you. Exactly. It was also you're very good, you know. I reckon.
I know. My
the Mike Yarwood of impressions. It's got to be good.
What a great show! What a great show that has been. Big thanks to Andrew Eborn as usual, and what a brilliant performance as always from Alex Phillips. Who I miss. We used to do this every day.
Oh, it's great.
Great to have her back. And thank you all for watching, and we will be back next week with another edition of What Just Happened. Same time, same place. You better be there.